Hello and welcome back to another stream. Today we're back to language learning, this time with Greek. We're making some progress with the Greek. Last time we did really well, and I hope this time we will do similarly well. Whoopsie daisy, I dropped my pencil sharpener, whoopsie daisy. But let me just sort out my tables here so we can head over to the hand cam stream and make a start. Let's see. I'm still trying out that new setup where I've got the camera on a different thing than the book. Although this book here is much smaller than the Aristotle book, so it's a lot easier to manipulate. I'll move all my pens and stuff over to this smaller table. One moment, just so it's accessible. What else? That. I think that's everything I need. I'll bring the tripod over. Now, I was thinking, as I was setting this up, I once again tried to turn on my light bulb just to see if I could, and it gives a really horrible shadow whenever I do. So I'm not keen on that. All right, let's see. Let's bring this down here. Or how can I get closer here? I'm gonna get closer here like that. There we go. But if I turn on my the light in my room, it gives a very strong shadow of the camera here. So I'm not keen on doing that. Okie dokie. So we're more or less in the middle of this. This is the way we're approaching this is we have this book here called Athanase, which is one of those sort of learning books that starts off easy and gets gradually more difficult. If I go to the start of the book, which is somewhere around here, or a bit further away. If I go to the start of the book, let me just put in a bookmark here so I don't lose my spot. Although that's not actually where I need to be, but but. Here, if you in pencil is the English and pen is the Greek. Now, sorry if you can't read the Greek alphabet; it does take a while to get used to. But if you do just sort of read the Greek, you can see these are very basic sentences. To be honest, this book is a bit too difficult. It should be a lot easier. I think they could. This should be chapter like 4 or something, in my opinion. But they throw you in the deep end. They throw you in the deep end with. Pen. No, I use my regular pen this time because I'll probably be writing with this one if we get that far. Dicaeopolis Athenios estin. Oike di Dicaeopolis. Ukentes Athenes alarentes agrois. Autogras garestin. Georgai ton kleron kai pone entois agrois. Calepos diestin obios. Oga kleros esti mikros maklos dioponos. And that one sort of paragraph there, that took me so long to sort of get my head around when I started. This is really not an easy start. There's so much going on here. There's so much going on here. It's a very mean sentence to get started with trying to learn any language, I think. Usually you start with things like, apple on table, apple, table, apple on the table. You don't start with hold on, why have I got my tracking is making me look weird. Let me just quickly adjust that. Forgive me, immersion broken. There we go. I think that's a bit better. But but it goes through and it gets gradually more difficult as you go along, and if we skip to somewhere near to where we are right now, it's a lot more difficult. We've got the word here, chaire. This is the plural of chaire, the chairete, which is very similar to the Latin, which is salve, and the plural is salvete. So they have the similar structure here with chairete, or filet facing. But how far did we get? Here we go. So once we get to this point here, you can see the pencil marks run out. And we just have the pen, and so I've got to fill in with pencil what these words mean. Now, once I get to around, we're on like chapter 5, I think here, or chapter 4. Let me see if we can get to the start of the chapter, and we can see where we are. Oh, it goes back quite a while. We're on chapter 4 here, but I think we're getting near the end of it. Also, I wrote Desmonia here. Does that mean slaves, or is that something else? I may actually I'm not 100% sure. There might be a person actually. I'm not sure. But we're I wonder, because it's not like the master is despotus or despota or something, and surely the plural of that would be despotai or something. I wonder. Let's so the way we solve this problem is we go to, hold on. Let's sort myself out here. Is we go to the dictionary. This is, ooh, that is wonkier than I like. One moment, let me just figure out this tripod. Tighten that a little bit. Tighten that a little bit. That's a bit more stable. Okay. Solution is we go to the dictionary. Can we figure out what these words mean? So we've got to go to D. I have written here on the side where all the letters begin. We've got to go to D, delta, and we're looking for DSM. Des. We're not even there. And the trouble with this is unless you're familiar with the language, it's really hard to go through this quickly, because you've got to know exactly where all the letters go. And I was speaking about the oh, was it it was an epsilon, yes. I think that's past eta. Is it? Was it past eta? Epsilon, eta. It's before eta. And now we're looking for sigma. Here we go. We got sigma here. And desmotes. Is that it? Is that what we're looking for, perhaps? Or is it desmonias? What does it say? Desmoinia. Desmoinia. What does this say, though? Master. Okay, so this is the word that I think it is. We have despotes, meaning master. But I don't know the ways that this word changes. Does it become desmoinia? Here we go, desmoinia. Mistress. Ah, there's our answer. Despoinia. One moment. So that's our answer. That is the feminine of despota. This is master and mistress. See, I wrote here and I misread this. I just desimonia, but that's not an M. That's a capital Pi. Ever so difficult. So we're going to fix that. And we're going to write it properly. Now, is this desmoina, which also means this is the master? Bugger. No, I'm losing it. This is the mistress. It is singular. My handwriting's a bit messy at this angle, but mistress. And now I wonder if actually this is not a plural. This is the female equivalent of slave. That's not a lambda either. That's not dollar. That's oh, there's a lambda there. Hold on. That is see, I'm always bad with all capitals. I'm not used to it. Dule. I'm guessing that is the not neither that or that. That is probably the female slave, and maybe they call that maid or something. So we're gonna go look for that in the dictionary and see if we can get on top of things. Hello, Sundemoniac. Welcome. So we've got to go look for DOU. Let's see. That will be a bit further. Is that after iota or before iota? Oh, we've gone way too far. We're already at Upsilon, so let's have a let's see what the side of the book tells us. Let's see. So we're going to be in the D's, and then we're going to go to where O is. O is that way down. It's before Upsilon, and then Lambda is a little bit before O. So let's go look for that. So currently we're in Upsilon of Delta, so we've got to go back quite a bit. Here we go. We've got DO, and now we've got to find Upsilon. DO, is that Upsilon? Here we go. We got doulos. We've got doulos here, which is the slave, but this is the masculine. We've got to find doulé. Doulé, so that'll be a bit further up. Let's see. Doulé, here we go. Doulé, which is the feminine of doulos. Which is the feminine of doulos. So it will be female slave, which I think I'm going to translate to... I wonder if I just translate to either maid or just female slave. It doesn't say servant here, so I don't think there's a direct translation to the Latin servus here. I think this is very much a slave, and not a nice Roman slave. What is how do you say a female slave? Girl slave? Maybe we'll write girl slave. Slave girl? I wonder. I'm tempted to write maid because it's a 4-letter word. Oops. There we go. The mistress and the doula. What to do about this? Let's go with girl slave and then in future we'll just write slave. Well, mistress as in despoina, as opposed to despota, as in a despot, master and slave. It's a bit of an old word today. Today we speak of master as both male and female. But in ye olden days, there was a clear word called mistress, which meant female master, and was not a very sexual word. But now that we've wrapped our head around that, let's see what the next few words have to say to us. Ende tauto gune tis onomate paedra te crene proscurae dule. I've forgotten what all these words mean. I always mix up the translation of D here. Now, D is one of those words that has a million words. In fact, it has a million explanations. In fact, I can go to the dictionary and show that. Let's go to DE and find it. Here we go. You see, you know you're in trouble when the dictionary has several paragraphs about your word. D. And I typically use it with just a simple but. But as you can see, it's a bit more complicated than that. So let's have a read through it and see if we can increase our learning. Can I bring this down a bit further? I can. Okay. You know what'd be really interesting? What if I could dynamically adjust the height with the thing? Well, let me try. Oops, I've gone too far down. I'm bugging it up. Let's tighten the thing actually, so it's a two-handed job. Oh, This is not a good plan. And also, it rattles too much. Okay, it's a two-handed job to do that, so that's not a plan. We'll not touch that again. See if we can figure out some more knowledge about D. It's also men is another one. MEN there. That's another tricky one. You got men and D in a sort of, there's a structure there. And it may be rendered by, oh, I can't read, this is too far away, come on now. So I've been going with but it really doesn't fit but in most circumstances here. It often says merely to pass from one thing to another, when it may be rendered, and further, it probably stands second in the sentence. Probably stands second in the sentence is found further forth when the preceding words are closely connected. Enclitic, joined, to names of places, to denote motion towards. Oh, sorry. To denote motion towards. Oh, that's only in the context of like oikede, as in homewards, going to the home. Here we've got endi. Perhaps that's in the, maybe. I think en, it means either is or in. I forget which. I may have a look for that one as well, just to give us a refresh on that, because I think that's also a tricky word. Olympidae. Olympus. To Olympus. Fudaze, or Fudaday, to the door. More rarely repeated with the possessive, such as ude. Sometimes even after a's. And a's, I can't tell if that's rough breathing or smooth breathing from here. It's too small. I have to zoom in a bit. There's little accent marks above words. Oh, I'm gonna have to adjust my focus. My focus has come out of focus. Where is that? Let me fix that. Not sure why that's a lot better. We can read a bit clearer now. We can see that that says onde du monde, my unfocus. A's, Halade, names of cities. Athanaze. Ah, so to Athens. Perhaps that's what the whole book is called. The book is called Athanaze. I wonder if the book means to Athens, or Athanas Day. Sometimes it denotes purpose. Mete Forbone. Agore, tending to fear. To the demonstrative, to give it greater force. Ode, poiste, such as this body. So I wonder what is day doing in our book? Day. Let's look up day and see if we can get a strong understanding of it. So we're looking for epsilon, which is earlier in the book. That's alpha. Still alpha. Alpha. There's lots of A's. Still alpha. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Don't go beta. Gamma. Delta is after. Epsilon is after delta. There we go, epsilon. And now we're looking for n. So we're at omega. That's way too far, so we're going to go back a bit. Theta, I'm not sure is after that. Gamma, we've gone too far. EK, lots of EKs. EL, oh, we got M, EM, EN, okay. It's just EN on its own. Here we go, we got another huge paragraph. En. N. In. So I knew it was in. Of place. N. And aphanacy. In Tryon. On or upon. On the mountain. So it could also be on, not in. That's kind of intuitive. I think I figured that out. Of clothing. So you can be wearing something. It can mean to wear something. En esferte, which I assume means garment of some kind. En esferte. I have to remember that. It can mean to wear something. En hoplois. Ah, I see, I see. In the number of, amongst, entois. Ah, in the. I got that sort of within. Entois protoi, among some of the very first. In the presence of, or before. Within one's power, in one's hands. In the hands. In my power. According to. In accordance with. Of the instrument of means. With, by means of. That's a tricky one. Of time. En tauto. We've got tauto earlier. We've got, it's nd tauto, and I forget what tauto means. To chronon. So here, en tauto, and we've basically got that, nd tauto. Does tauto mean within, or space? Chronon means time. That's where we get the word chronos from. Does tauto mean place then? I have to go remember what tauto means. Eno. Chronon. While during that time. En brache. Brache must mean fast. Bradeos means slow. I haven't seen brache before though. That's a new one for me. Such phrases as en alkinusia. Oh, okay. Without case as adverb, therein, fret, thereby, moreover. Position. Sometimes following the dative, but most frequently in the form of any. Then written any. In composition with verbs. Proposition retains its sense of being near, at, or in. It expresses a modified degree of we got emikros, emlukos, enlukos. Rather harsh, whitish. Or else the possessive of a quality, en amos. Composition. Maybe we learned. I don't think we learned much there. That's still a tricky word. But I think the next word we'll look up is tauto. And that's all the way over the T's, which is somewhere around here. These are the sigmas. Lots of sigmas. Goes on forever. Tau. And we're looking for tau to. So that is it O or is it omega? It is Omicron. So let's go find that. Here we go. And tau to. So we're going to find upsilon. It should be somewhere near here. I thought upsilon was after sigma, but I'm not seeing here. Oh, no, it is. Here we go. Tau to. We got tau to. Tau to men. Tau to fen. Whoopsie daisy, lost my camera. Well, we've gotten close here. We've gotten close. We found somewhere around here. We found form of it. We got Tau to Fen. Although this is a Doric word, so we may be on the wrong track here, but well, we got Tau to Fe, adjective of autos. It comes from the same word autus here, thence. So I think we're going to have to go to utos there, or autos. That is in Omicron. Let's go look for that one. There we go. I can't get this mark off, by the way. It's something that's stuck here. It doesn't come off. Very upsetting. Let's see. Where is Omicron? I don't know where in the dictionary Omicron is. It's further ahead. And we're looking for utos. Oh, we've gone too far. There we go. Us, uta, ute, utis, and utos. Here we go. We found it, and it's another big one. We're in all the big words today. What does it mean? What does it mean? Utos. And also tauto. So this is our hic word. Indeed, yes. Latin hic. And so does it also contain ille? Opposite to ille. So this and that. When opposite to ode. So it's generally first of all gone before ode towards to follow. So hode is ille and utos is hic. Okay. I think we know that word pretty well from Latin, so we probably don't need to figure that out. But it goes on for a while. Okay. Now we can return to our writing. And we've got ND Tauto. So let's just write the literal here. We've got this and ND. In they this. I've used Tauto before in this book. Let's see what I wrote for that. See if we've got. I may have used something like then or something. Let's have a look. But I don't think I should have. Let's have a look. See if we can find the word. And I will hold on. Get the back of the book here so it's nice and right shape. See if we find any tautos. We'll zoom out quite a bit farther. Or still being, because I wrote quite big, so it's quite legible. And we're looking for tauto. I'm not seeing it. I feel like it's a common word, especially if it's hic. I should probably get a highlighter at some point and sort of highlight these sorts of words so I can find them easier. I'm not even looking very hard. I'm just sort of hoping I stumble upon it. I'm sort of wasting my time in doing that. Tauto. There we go. ND Tauto. And I wrote meanwhile. Is meanwhile appropriate? Meanwhile. ND Tauto. Let's go back and copy that then. And also write Tauto. Okay. Contextually, it makes sense. Okay. Gune. Gune means woman. I think this is referring to one woman. Woman? Tis. Tis? Tis. Tis is why? Nah? I think isn't tis the interrogative? To initiate a question. I don't see a question mark. Is that a question mark? Let's have a look for that one. Tis. T. Okay, these always sort of start off slow and then they gradually get faster as I gain more confidence. And see, if I was just reading, just reading on my own, I could take a guess and be like, oh, okay, I'm 70% sure of that, and then move on. But because I'm writing it here, it becomes a guide for future. So I don't want to write an incorrect word. See, I've taken tis, no, sorry, I've taken enditauto there from earlier in the book, saying meanwhile, and I'm trusting in it. But what if I've made a mistake? That'd be surely a disaster. Here we go. We got tis. That's another long one. Hang on, is that two tis? We got tis twice here. Let's go investigate. Tis. Anyone? So this is sort of like quid, like aliquid or something. Latin sequus. I see. This is often used. So sequus. I was always bad with my quis words in Latin. One of these days I'll write them all down. I'm leaning towards anything. Of a person or thing. And what's the second one? Here's the interrogative, tis. How do we know the difference? This is our Latin quid quae, quis here, not quo, I don't know. But what is the difference between this tis and this tis? I see it's got an accent. This tis has an acute accent here. Or T. I've heard T before. That is our Y word. And we don't have tis here. Tis and gar. but it has the accents. Do we have the accents? Was there an accent on this one here? It's a bit zoomed in, isn't it? But there's no accents on this one here, so it's not this one. It is certainly this one. Which one do we have? We do not have an accent, so this is a C quid. So what are we gonna write? Any perhaps? Must it be anything or just or something? Anything? Whatever? What's the context? The context is meanwhile, the woman, onomate. Does that mean name? The woman called Phaedra, or is that Phaedra? Or that's Phaedra, I believe. Called Phaedra, Tecrane, the fountain, proscure, approach. Women tis onomate, who are called, perhaps? Let's see if it has a reference to people. Tis. Number of persons. Someone. Meanwhile, some women called Phaedra. Some women called. I believe this is onomate, meaning named, but we must make sure. If I'm less than 80% confident, it's best to check the dictionary. And speed is no issue here. Let's see. Also, this was singular woman, I believe. This was not some woman called Phaedra. I believe this is a singular. Did I write A there? Is that an A? I think that's an A. I believe there's a woman called Phaedra. But I want to look for onomate just to see if indeed this is a woman called Phaedra, not something else. So now we've got to go all the way to phi. And I do actually want to check if indeed it is phi. Let's go to the start of phi and have a look at that. Just to make sure. Here we go. What does it say? Where's the pronunciation? It's not... Latin f. F-H. It is indeed phi. Used to express the Latin f. This is indeed phi. Okay, now we're looking for... Why have we gone to phi? We don't need to find Phaedra. That's the wrong one. I did want to know what that was, but we've got to go to onomate. Okay. O-M. O-N. O-N. O. Oh, we've gone all past it. Onomai. Onomar. And indeed, yes, this here refers to the Latin nomen, meaning name. And onomate, I assume, is just a declension of it. Onomai. Onomai? Is this not onomai? I don't think this is onomate. I think we're on onomar. But I will check just in case, just to be sure. And there's nothing on the next page. Onomatos. Hang on. Onomatos, and the plural of that would surely be onomai. Onomate. Hold on. Onomat. No, that's onomasti. We've gone too far. These all refer to names, though, regardless of what the context is. Except that one. That's different. I'm gonna go with name. I'm gonna take the. I'm gonna be confident there and say it's name. And these are called. This is called Phaedra. It's capital letter, so I assume this is their name. And I think it is singular. This is Phaedra. Hold on. That's a A-E. Phaedra. The fountain. Approaches the fountain. Dule, we're going to write slave here, but we will know that this is indeed the feminine of slave. This is referring to a female slave. Di akulefe. We've had this word before, akulefe. What's the context? Dule di akulefe, he di dule megalan, that means big, hudreyan, carries a big vase. Perhaps this means slow, or sluggish of some kind. Fere. Cam ne di dule, kai ho despoina, fesen. Me auto takeos, does that mean slow? Barize, megala gestin. Akulefe. Akulefe. I think this is going to mean some sort of sluggish inefficiency, but let's go look it up in the dictionary just to make sure. I'm gonna go to AK. Akulefe, and it is the next word is O. Ako. Aki. Ake. Aki. Akro. Aku. Akulefe. Now we're going to find lambda. Aku lambda, and now we've got to find O again. Aku. Oh, we've gone too past. Akulu. Akulufos. Ah, here we are. We were wrong. It does not mean slow. It means follow. Following after. Akulufos. So, it's a good thing we checked that, otherwise we would have went astray. Follows. And we've got this D word here again. And it's not in response. What's it in response to? Is it in response to Dule? But the slave? But. He di Dule megala. I'm going to write for here. Even though this is not gar, I think it's but in a for sort of way. For the slave, as in, what's in English? Sort of like, I changed the toilet roll, for it was empty or something, or instead of like, but it was empty. I don't know. I don't know. I think I better write but I think it's fine. Ah. And there should be a the there. The is at the start here. This is the word, so I'm going to... The. My handwriting is not so good in this sense. Big vase, or it's a hudreus. It's like maybe it's like an amphoros or something. It's vase is good enough. Carries. Is this a question? I forget what this is, whether this is a question mark or not. Let's see. So here we go. Meanwhile, the woman named Phaedra approaches the fountain. Slave. There's a full stop here. The slave follows. So perhaps this is the master. Phaedra is the master in the fountain, and the slave is not called Phaedra. So the slave follows. But maybe this is but in that case. No, I got more sort of context of it. But the slave whatever. Kamne. Now, does kamne mean difficult or struggles or something like that, or is it slow? Kamne. Now, we had this word a lot of times in the past, so I'm gonna go search for it there. Or maybe it means tired. I think it may mean tired. We had this very early on. I'll show you. And go back to the start. So it's not difficult. That's kalerpos. Come now. Weary. I think that means tired, and I think we use it later on when talking about the oikos, the house. I wrote weary again, but I think he's always very weary, whereas the feel that the work is great. I think this is tired, so I'm going to write tired here. Tired. 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 But the slave? But the doule? And we've got here speech marks in. I've used these arrows, but I haven't drawn them very well, so they look like C's, and I think I'll stop doing that in future. Ooh, oh, mistress. She said. Me uto takeos. This is, I believe this is don't be. But takeos, did we have this word earlier? Takeos. Takeos. Does it mean slow? I can't think of it being too common earlier in the book, though it has been used earlier in the book, but I think it'd be quicker to look it up in the dictionary. So we'll do that. Let's go to our T's. And we've gone a little too far. Just our focus this way or that way. And we're going to go find takeos. T-E. I've closed my book. Why did I close my book? Oh, no. Where is it? Oh, T-A. Sorry, I would never have found it over there. We've got to go much further back. T, Tau, and we're looking for takeos. So is it K? Or... T-A Kai. It's Kai. You don't see Kai too often. Takeos and then epsilon. We have tacos here, which means quickly. Takeos and bradeos, perhaps? But let's keep looking for, see if we can find takeos. Oh, here we go, takeos. That's the exact word we need. Takeos, meaning quickly. The complete opposite of what I thought it was. So are they saying don't be quick? Is this advice, or is it saying do be quick? And badize means walk. Walk. And then we have here this here. Is this a question mark? I can't remember. I can't remember. Big, for it is. For it is the. I assume that means who did I say? Yes. The vase. Vase and radion. I don't recognize this one here. And not radion, ST, and it is not radio. Or this may be possible, perhaps. No, that's possible is what is potes? We had that a lot of times in the past. It wasn't radion, I know that. It was a different word. But that is a spoodayan. Is that I don't know if that's the infinitive here, but I can't think of any other word, so I'm just gonna write hurry, but I've got a feeling that this actually is an infinitive meaning to hurry. Let's have a look for Hradeon in our dictionary. Note about R's. Is that after S or before S? Hold on. It is before S. Okay. And we're looking for Radeon. Radion. Radinos? Radino? No, that's yes. How many radion? And then it goes past it, so we don't have too many. Radio. Do we have rados? Right, we have radios. I assume that'll be our word. Is this our word here? Radios. What does it mean? Easy. I see. So it says not easy to hurry. That makes sense in the context. So radion means easy. See? It is to hurry. I'm really gonna guess that that's an infinitive, but I'm not. I'm 90% sure. He di fedra me flueri. Hodele. But Phaedra. Do we have me here? No. Me. Don't. Don't fluere. We have not had this word before. And we didn't have it in the previous page either, I don't think. No, we didn't. Okay, back to the dictionary. Fluere. This is in the phi. Oh, is this psi? I think this is psi. No, is it? No, this is still phi. I always mix up phi and psi. They're somewhat similar, but we're looking for fluere. So that is FL. Is that before iota? No, I think it's after this. Here we go. FL. FL upsilon. FL upsilon A. Flueria. Ah, silly talk. Nonsense. And it is indeed fluere. I'm going to write nonsense. We're going to put nonsense in our word there. Fluere. Don't be silly. Fluere. Or don't say silly things. Ah. Don't be silly. Dilly, a slave. She said. So said, alla spuade, but hurry. Or however hurry. Hurry. However, hurry. Dioligu ga melo orcade. Dioligu, does this mean... We had this at the start of chapter 4, I believe, and it either meant through or winter. Let's go dig it up. It's quite a way away now. Oh no, that was Diatao. Do we not have Dioligo here? Perhaps not. Also, hello, Raymond. Raymonda. Welcome, welcome. We're learning Greek very slowly. Dia oligo is such a large word, it should be easy to find. Zoom out of it. Looks like we've already reached where we were. I didn't find the word. Dioligu. Dioligu. D, I think, means Y, or through. Because we had a through there at the start of the thing. Well, that was dia, wasn't it? No, that was dia. They may be the same, though. Do we have any dioligus here? I should name these pages. That would really help. Then I can have, like, make like a glossary at the back, and then have the words in like alphabetical order or something. I know we had this word before. Just where? And what did it mean? It's always a decision. Is it which is the quicker option? Go to the dictionary or flick through the book and hope to find one? And I think I've made the wrong decision here. I've chosen to flick through the book, but I think it would have been quicker to go to the dictionary. Oh, we had that. There's Akulefe there, follows. We looked for that one earlier. Right, we're not going to find it. Let's go to the dictionary. We're going to look for the oligu. In the D's. Ouch. That's before D. Here we go. D. D. Where's D oligu? That'd be an O. Lots of DRs. We don't want DR. We're going to go past DR. and find the lagoon. Is it past these letters? Oh, D-O. And then lambda somewhere. Is it not here? Should be right here. We got Dialoo. What's it called? D-Oli. D-Oli. Oligu. Huh. What if we look for just Oligu? That's lambda. That's before M and M, I believe. After that, though. Olitos. Oli. Do we have Oligo? I'm seeing a lot of words here for production. Olitos. Oligu. Here we go. Few. Small. I wonder if it'll give us exactly Oligu. Let's see. I'm getting a bit tired already. This has been quite exhausting. Ah, here we go. D Oligon. D Oligo. N Oligo. Small? Few words? D Oligo. D Oligu. Is that the one? D Oligu. At a short distance. At a short distance. D Oligu. I'm going to write at a short distance. Close by, perhaps? It's getting dark now. This is the trouble with this. There's no point in me opening my window any further. I'm going to have to at some point find some kind of light that comes from here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. In a short while, right? Where is it? Short distance. Short? Or distance? Or time? That's terrible. Short distance or time. That's what that means. I think mellow means close. Oikade means town or house. Yeah, I'm gonna... yeah, we're not gonna get much farther because I'm quickly losing light. And this is, as these streams go on, or rather as the year goes around, this is going to become an increasing problem. In fact, I can show you right now. If I go turn my light on, you'll see immediately. As you can see, there is a shadow. And it's kind of distracting. I'm gonna keep the light on, just to sort of get a feel for just how distracting this shadow is. There's the shadow of the camera. You can even see a bit of the sort of a structure of the camera of how it's set up, as you can see here. What I've got here is the camera is right here, and there is a ring light which is on a flexible cord here, which I've taped together. And the shadow follows all the way to a tripod over there, where it is clipped on. That is how we've got that. But it's very distracting. And before, there was no tripod. The ring light, which the camera is attached to, was clipped to the table, and so I would move the table and the camera would move it. But now the table is free to move, and I can shake it all around I like, and it doesn't shake the camera, which is very nice. Well, it does mean that I've got to move both, so now I can move the camera independently off the table. But that means I've got to move both at the same time. It's a bit wonky, and you can see more clearly that that horrid sticker that I at some point I need to just go there with a knife and really scrape it up, or maybe soak it with water, or in fact soak it with water may actually do that. You know what? Let's have a go. You know, forget the Greeks. We're cleaning tables here. There. It's a little bit reflective, but it's not reflective enough for me to really be concerned. And like that. Let's see how we go here. Is it coming up, or am I just making it transparent? I don't think it's moving at all. Pick it up with this. Oh, I think it's digging up a little bit. We're playing the scratch off. Are we going to win anything? I don't want to scratch the table. I need something better than that. What do we have that's better than that? The scraping. I'm going to go get a knife. I'm going to go get a knife. Does this still work? It still kind of worked. Oh well. I'll be right back. We have returned with knife, actually reflective, and kitchen sponge thing. All right, let's try not to dox ourselves with a reflective knife as we try to clean this thing off. In fact, let's change the angle so you can see it at a sharper angle. So try to move this off. I'm sick of this thing. It's a sticker. It's coming off easily. Success! There's more up here. This looks weird now. This looks all mushy. Still a bit more to go. There's still quite a lot around this sort of angle. I might be able to get the rest of it off with the rough sponge now. Let's have a go. It's feeling smoother. How's it looking? It's looking better. I have to make sure this is clean, dry rather. Otherwise I'll get all my books soggy. That's pretty good. That's like 99% gone. That's almost totally gone, and the table's not too scratched up. I'm happy about that. I hated that thing there. That was there for ages. Alright, I've got a bunch of stuff here now. Is the knife of any interest? What is it? It is, No, it's not. It's pretty modern. It is made in Sheffield, though. It is made in Sheffield. You can see my room. Look at that. Oh, you can see the camera as well. Made in Sheffield. Not a very. It's got one of those yellow handles. They don't make those very much anymore. But you know, we have and this is the light. That's what's causing the shadow, which is why it's a problem. You know, but you see, I'm being very careful here. Although, if you did see my face, it really doesn't matter. It's just sort of an immersion thing, you know. Not a very not an important knife by any means, but you know, nicer than whatever comes out of something fell down. Nicer than whatever crap comes out of Asda these days. All right. I think we're gonna see if we can get we're gonna get one more word. I think that's what I think we're gonna try and do. Like one more word out of this. And we're going to look for mellow, which I think means nearly or approaching or something like that. It's something like that. So let's go to the dictionary again and look for it. So I'm going to move all my stuff now. I'm going to move it a little bit back. Move the camera. Like so. Oh, it's so much better without that sticker there. That was dreadful. I'm so glad that's gone. But let's see. Mellow. We're gonna go to M. Mellow. Two earlies. Oh, no, is it? Yes, mellow with an epsilon, right? Mellow with an epsilon. Mellow. Yeah. Also, while I've got the camera, you can see I'm actually I'm wearing my my outfit today, which is very fun. That is Met. What? Cameras, I messed up the camera just there. Let's see. Mellow, mellow, mellow. Mellow, mellow. Ah, here we go. M-M-E-L. Do we have M-E-L-L? Meldo? Melly? Melly? Is lambda after iota? Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got mellow. Mellow. And see, it's so hard to focus on when you've got this massive shadow in the thing. I really don't know what I'm going to do once it starts getting dark, because the streams I'm doing at about 7 p.m. Once we get like halfway through the year, 7 p.m. is completely nighttime. So I really I'm gonna have to somehow get some kind of lighter that's light, it's like above, but then it'll have a really strong angle on it. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just have to live with it. We'll just have to live with it. But what does mellow mean? To be on the point of doing. To be about to. Do we have a Latin translation here? I'm not seeing any Latin. Let's see the examples here. To be on the point of doing so. That is hemelon. Intend to do. About to do. About to intend to. To be fated. So not destined to be accomplished. To be likely. To be often must. Mellow. Mellow. Often stands without it, or seems to govern according to. I'm gonna write about to. About, and we'll read the context here, see if it's about to or intend to. Short word for oikadai ta epene. Epeneane. Intend to. Let's see. Intend to. Oh, what was the other one? Intend to or about to? About to? About to or intend to. Oikade means either town or house. I think it means house of some kind. Te epenene kai deipnon para skeusein ta despota. Ara agnues oti aganecte eme depne calepus garestin o ane spuedeum hodi dule nai ma ton dia festen. I think that's as far as we got. Oh no, there's a little bit more we got. Malacalepos estin o desportes aganecte egomen. Is that Holin? Holin ten hemeran ono. Feroga te desporte ton si ton kai ton oinon kai ton hudon kai pantataala. This last part here we get quite easily. He's saying all the things he does for the masters. But that is we made a little bit of progress. I think we did this and a little bit of this. We did like a page. We did effectively a page in an hour and a half. That's honestly not that bad. I think once we get to like chapter 7 or something, this will become much easier. Let's head over to just chatting so I don't have to worry about this camera anymore. That was a bit of fun. Gosh. Slowly creeping away at it. The trouble I've got with Latin, with Greek rather, is that the words, for the most part, are not that intuitive. Or if they are intuitive, I'm not pronouncing them right. I'm pronouncing them in strange ways. So I'll see something. Well, what's a word we do know? Actually, let's have a flip through. Like megas You know, and I'm not reading as mega. You know, you hear the word mega, and you know that that means big, something big and great. You know, so if you have like the, you know, the mega condom, or the magnum condom, or something, you know, you know what I mean. You know it means big. You know, the door in the background. It's a big door. It's a mega door. I forget. I don't know. I don't think we've had the word door yet in Greek. I don't know what that means. And my dictionary is unfortunately only Greek to English. It's not English to Greek. So if I have an English word and I want to know what it is in Greek, no chance. I'd have to go find some online dictionary for that or something. But the but when you read it with this sort of this difficult to read Greek alphabet that I'm not used to, I'll read it like megalos, and I don't internalize it as mega. I don't see the mega part of it, and so even though it's a word that we are familiar with in English, it doesn't work. And then you get words like here we got hesukaze. What the hell is that? There's no connection with any kind of English there whatsoever. So there's no. What does the word hesukaze imply? Hesukaze. Hesukaze. What does it mean? I mean, I've got written here this means rests, sort of rest, sleep, something like that. Or there's another one, stenaze, which means to yell, complain, shout out. And that's it's difficult. It's difficult. There's some words here which I have got. We got helios here, which means sun. So we know that one. Oh, here's another one. Here's one that's sort of. I feel like it's on the fence. Skapte. Skapte. It means to dig. Skapte. It's I can kind of see it. Like the word skapte. It kind of has a dig sort of sound to it, don't you think? Skapte. You know, I could sort of, if you presented me with a bunch of words and told me which one's most like dig, skapte would be up there. It would be up there. It would be on the list of probable dig sounding words. Or if you gave me a tool, if I said I'm going to give you a gardening tool and this is called a skapte, I'd probably think it's some kind of. I wouldn't think it's a sharpening tool or some sort of compass or anything like that. I would think it's maybe it's an axe or some kind of something that digs of some kind, something that it's skapta. It has a kind of feel to it. But and once you can get a feel for the words, then you can really start learning, because then you can start seeing words, and you can kind of guess what they mean just by the context. You get the word itself and also the surrounding words, and that's like you're like 99% sure that it means something like that. But anyway, that's the end of the stream. We learned a bit. I think once we get to like chapter 7, we'll probably stop having to write English for most of the words, and it will just be the odd word here and there that we don't get. And then we'll like really start speeding up. And then once you start reading actual texts, then the grammar sort of falls in place, and you're reading, and it's only vocabulary that you don't get. The grammar part of this Greek learning I've kind of largely been neglecting at the moment. I've got another book called Greek Grammar, as in a notebook that I've labelled it Greek Grammar, where I go through all the sort of grammatical structures of it and sort of write those down and have those to memorise. And I'm only like a third of the way through that. I need to like do that at some point. I have to make that a string. It's a really tedious thing, because it's really kind of it's like tables. It's tables. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I still don't have an outro.